Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Sorry that the last two episodes, I think, didn't have any sound. Made a mistake with the recording software when I started recording my Advent of Code series, which is the only thing I'm streaming right now that doesn't have any sound. I don't know, like, when I switch back and forth between those contexts, like, the desktop audio isn't muted, but it's, like, pulling from the wrong device somehow? I don't know. Anyway, I'll double check that next time I switch contexts again and try to make sure it stays on point. Thanks to AJ something or other who pointed that out to me in the comments, or you probably would have had this episode. In fact, I know this episode would have had no sound without that comment, so there you go. Also, like, playing in the middle of the day today, so we might run into some new competition. Like, for example, London and Coffee are playing. I don't often get either of them. And I saw another game that was live, but I've already forgotten who it was. What's going... Wow, who plays 150 seconds? Neither of these guys, apparently. They both built up a giant time bank because they don't want to use all their time. But, you know, they're playing at like 45, I guess. Derbados. I don't think I've played Derbados, but I've watched him or her play a game or two on stream against Pants, I think, a while ago. A couple weeks. What's the deal here? There seems to be, like, pretty great soak, and, like, I mean, here I'm looking basically at Shredder. Maybe that's not so great. 90 seconds. Thunderhead is, like, the other kind of soak-ish thing. But if you can get a Frostbooter fast enough and then a Vi, you can actually, like, deny the Thunderhead on its dying turn, which is gonna stink a lot. I don't know. Like, double blue seems pretty great. Actually, blue-green. Maybe forget the Drakes and just get, like, Thunderhead into Plasma Fire. Maybe get a Zatron? I don't know. Maybe just Plasma Fire and Shredder. Like, but it seems like if you're going for Plasma Fire, you can probably stop off for a Thunderhead on the way. And it won't be the end of the world, right? And then once you have the Plasma Fire down, you start building Shredders pretty soon. As your soak. Try to get a Zatron at some point, maybe. Do you go third Engie for all this? Like, I don't think you typically want to for Plasma Fire. You just want to get the attackers out sooner. But if you want to get a Thunderhead and a Zatron as well, like, that's quite a while. The alternate plan is, like, Brooder, Vi. But I just don't think there's enough support for that. Like, Shredder's pretty cool. And Plasma Fire is really good against all that red stuff, so I don't think that should seem too good. And, like, against Vi, you can play tricks with Zatron as well, so, like, have it at 8 health or stuff like that. So I think it's probably okay to go third Engineer here with good soak, a good absorber, and some high econ stuff that you want to buy. Like, the soak is okay, the absorber is okay, but they're all, like, I don't know. You want to buy some expensive things, and I think that breaks the tie between, like, wanting to go third Engie or not. Like, you triple drone, then you triple drone Conduit, and then, like, you Conduit Blast Forge and build however many drones you can fit after that. And then you could get your first Plasma Fire, but I think you float a turn and just get Shredder and then Thunderhead. I don't know. Maybe trying to fit like 9, 10 green before you start buying plasmas is just too ambitious. The other thing is, like, what about Kinetic? It could really do some, like, pretty scary stuff if your opponent is building up to a key purchase like a Thunderhead and you snipe their Blast Forge or something. I don't know. well, I don't think I have that much to think about right away. Like, I'm just going to follow the conduit here. I think opponent should build... Well, I don't know, actually. Conduit, Blast Forge, and a couple drones? One drone? Yeah. I think I'm happy to just get 2 drones to get a Blast Forge out. Like, I'm not thrilled to be like, wow, really? Well, this makes me even happier to get a Blast Forge. Huh. Why? Okay. Hang on. I want this, right? Because I kind of want, like, a shitload of green. And then next turn, I can just build a wall. And follow that up with, like, a Thunderhead. So if I'm building a wall, that's... Like, I'll have 13 left. I can certainly afford 2 drones. And maybe, like, another conduit or something to make it easier to get to the Zatron. I'm a little worried about my... on my opponent's behalf, I'm a little worried about, like, being handicapped... being behind in green. But maybe that's okay. Maybe they're just gonna, like, slam a Plasma Fire at this point and just try to kill me. But, like, isn't this kind of good? Like, with 6 green, let's say they do build a Plasma Fire. They're attacking for 5, right? It's literally the most attack they could possibly threaten. I'm already defended against that. I don't even have to Force Field. I can just Thunderhead. Well, it might be a little early to Thunderhead. I might Zatron first to start accumulating value, and then Thunderhead once they have some real attack. Is this too much green? Like, I can't sell the green back, and eventually it stops being all that useful. Maybe this is too much. It might be cool to get a Drake, but... yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Or, no. Because I can get, like, a Kinetic and a Thunderhead, and then, like, he's at least doing some damage. And then I follow up with a Plasma Fire or something, or I don't know. That sounds okay, yeah. And then finally get the Zatron. Yeah, I think we just try to make this Plasma Fire look silly by building a Thunderhead into it. And, like, okay, the Plasma Fire will not be clicking, so at least he's not throwing away drones. But in the meantime, you've invested 12 GGB in a non-attacker, right? You could try to add 6 damage, but I don't think you can actually do that. Like, if you built another conduit, wow, you actually can. If I build a Thunderhead here, opponent has 5 damage. Oh no, and they need 6 more, which would be like Plasma Fire and Kinetic and another attacker, which they can't afford if they're building a conduit here as well. They just won't have the tech for it. So they may try just building an attacker here, but then you can't, like, follow up with double Plasma Fire, right? Which is, even if you could, it's not enough to kill the Thunderhead right away. So I think I'm perfectly happy to start with the Thunderhead. It's not going to get, like, stupendous value if they want to build, like, Plasma Fire followed by Plasma Fire. Then it only gets one turn of actually absorbing. But that's a pretty big commitment for the opponent to have to make. And in the meantime, like, they have to deal with the fact that I'm attacking for 5 and probably 9 soon after. So I think the Thunderhead should be okay. I guess they can build their own here. That's probably good for them. How can I add 6 damage? Is that possible for me? No. So what if I got a Drake, or a second Forge instead, to let me add in a Drake? That's 4 more damage. Bringing me up to 8. But I only have 10 and 3 and 4 green left. So I can only get to 8, not to 10, not 11 this way. So I think I just do this and cash in some damage. And if they go for Thunderhead, I won't respond with Plasma Fire. I'll just hold on for a bit to let myself get the Zatron up, I think. Splitter now, right? Really? But you really want to kill my Thunderhead next turn, don't you? And right now you have 6 damage, so you're counting on being able to add 5. Can I stop that by sniping some tech, perhaps? Right, you have 6. 5 more is Plasma Fire. After which you have still a green and a blue. Sorry. Yeah, Plasma Fire plus something. But if you buy a Plasma Fire, you still have 1 blue and 1 green left, so I can't snipe either of these to stop you. Okay, that's pretty alright. I can't prevent you from killing this if you want to buy a Plasma Fire. But if I snipe the Forge, I can deny you both Plasma Fire and Wall. But you don't need the Wall, because your Thunderhead's still up, right? I see. I'm in a bit of a Thunderhead problem right now. Because I'm not going to be able to kill their Thunderhead very easily, am I? I need to count on, like, I need to get to 11 without my own Thunderhead, and I need to do it fast. Well, Gauss Cannon obviously sucks. I think I just need to get a Plasma Fire. No, that doesn't even do it. Well, if I get a Plasma Fire now, that's 5. Next turn, I can get a Plasma Fire plus, say, a Splitter. Or let's get a Drake plus a Gauss Cannon or something. This is 5. Drake plus 2 attackers? I can do that. Four, 8, 9. Drake is 12. Kinetic Gauss Cannon is 11. Or is 22. But importantly, it's also like enough to survive. So I can do this. But I shouldn't need the NG yet, so let's not. Well, okay. I can't get the Drake yet. This has to be a Plasma Fire, because it's the only way I can produce 4 attacks so easily. I won't click it, but next turn I have it available as an attacker. Or the turn after next. And you have to build an attacker, presumably a kinetic driver. God damn it. I forgot about that. Ugh. Oh, but if they do that, they don't have enough attack, right? They needed that. No, because they could still, I think Splitter, they can still, yeah, they can do this and still click, right? No, you have to double kinetic and click your existing kinetic. No, kinetic costs 2 to click. So they actually can't do this while still killing my Thunderhead. They're like $1 short. Wow. You don't want NGs now. Like, even floating is better. Not that I suggest you float, but you could if you wanted. I'm not sure about the Gauss Cannon. Why isn't it kinetic? So this is 8, 9... I don't know, like, shouldn't I do this? Isn't sniping tech pretty good? Like, and saving $2? Now for me, the NG is actually useful because they're gonna kill this, and then next turn all I have is this defense. And they're threatening quite a bit. Right, like they're gonna build another Drake probably. And be threatening, well, no, because they're clicking this Drake, so you might build Splitter or Shredder instead. They're threatening 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and like you still build, let's say 1 or 2 more attackers, like 11. I'm gonna need some more defense. I think this NG is fine. And the 2 kinetics let me get there. Get the NG, I mean. But should one of them be a Gauss Cannon instead? Like, is the game gonna go long? I guess it is. I think opponent did quite well to get all this going without needing a Plasma Fire. Now they're getting the 6 Zatron? Like, how is this legal? What am I even winning in? Plasma Fires, I guess? Shredder's a little dangerous, actually, because I can attack for just 4 if I want, giving you no absorb. And, like, it's actually... Well, no, 5, I guess, right? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what they, like, absolutely must attack for. So Shredder is kind of fine. Well, they're losing this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 5. So if they build no attackers, they can exploit this Shredder for 1. But, like, I'm kind of okay with that, I think. Man. The fact that they're going to snipe something this turn makes everything very awkward for me. I want to have, like, I want to have a Forge still, and I want to have Zatron available. So if I build another attacker, opponent can snipe the conduit. If I don't, they can snipe the forge. Like, ugh. I think this is the best I can come up with. Should I build another NG? Like, I don't think I need one with this shredder coming up. Do I even need this one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna lose wall NG. Maybe I can get away with one more drone. If they're not gonna absorb at all, I might as well actually attack here with my plasma. Like, it does 4 damage to Zatron, which is fine. That's basically 4 health they don't have lying around, so... Kinda wanted that NG, huh? No. Well, it's like I can build a Zatron. This only over-defends by 3, so a force field covers the rest. And I get another shredder. I think that's too much, though. I don't know, maybe it wasn't worth the force field. Maybe I should have dared them to click their Drake. But I think they could. I mean, it would be effectively doing like 4 damage to click the Drake. Like, the normal 2 plus 4. It would be like a 6 damage Drake, because I wouldn't be able to absorb on wall. I'd have to absorb on Zatron, right? If I hadn't force fielded. I mean, there is no Apollo, but it's the only Zatron mode I have. I'm just like so far behind, I think. I'm not even ahead on drones. I'm ahead on Shredder tempo, I guess. I've been using Shredders well. And my kinetics can snipe Tech someday, but I don't think he's even going to be that sad to have Tech sniped. This is not allowing absorb on wall. I don't need to click Drake to guarantee that. I'd kind of like another forge, actually. For like wall shredder or something like that. Yeah. And to make my Drake click threat a little more credible. The third forge is an interesting idea because opponent, I guess, kind of wants to have 2 forges, and they're worried I might snipe one. And if I don't, you can just sort of click the Drake. It's not that big a deal. Do I even snipe anything? Like, they have 19 drones. This is a lot of tech for 19 drones. I don't know if it's really worth paying 2 gold to take away a tech building at this point. Right now I'm over defending by 1. They'll probably attack for 3 less than it says. So, like, actually a single force field is quite good. Because it means that they have to do a lot of... They have to make a big compromise to prevent me from absorbing on wall. So this is a lot like a 4 health force field, unless they, like, do something drastic in response. Should I click Drake? I'm on 16 drones. I could try it. But I don't think it's putting on enough pressure, but I don't think anything is. Like, I think I'm just losing. I actually think opponent will click the Drake. Maybe that's why I should snipe a Forge, is so that they don't sell it back, and that lets me absorb on the Zatron. Not absorb on the Zatron, that is. Because I don't think they want to click a Drake in this position. Wow. Early kinetic click? Really? Is getting me down, like making me buy another Forge instead of a wall, is it that good? Maybe. I might just be dead. It does look a little bit dead. Oh, and it takes 2 damage pressure off of them. That's kind of interesting. I could click the Shredder, but I don't want to, because I want to force them to not absorb with Zatron. Or to absorb with Zatron. I still, like, think I'm in awful shape. But this has not changed any time in the recent past. I'm bleeding drones faster than opponent is, right? And they're attacking for, like, a lot more. I don't even want to kill a conduit. Yeah, I can just quit. Okay. Got an achievement. What? Must have been for a previous game. Bringer. Click Zamora 333 times. Yeah, definitely not for this game. So, I feel like I was just... Opponent bought things at a way better time. I didn't have enough damage behind my Thunderhead that I could threaten theirs fast enough. And having to be in the position of killing your opponent's Thunderhead after your own has been killed is like not a great spot to be in. So that's something I should try to pay more attention to is it's not exactly a downside of first Thunderhead, because here we each had a turn where like we both had a turn where like we had a Thunderhead up undisputed, right? But my opponent destroyed mine first because they could put more damage behind it, and I had to do some pretty drastic stuff to kill theirs right away. And I think like most of the rest of the game flowed from that. Like opponent getting the second forge early was a really... Actually, it sucked. They didn't even spend the blue. Maybe it was their planning to build Drake if I don't build Thunderhead or something. I don't know, like, opponent just got attacked sooner. I don't know how that happened, because they also got more drones. Well, I don't know about more drones. But, like, what the heck is this position? I have, like... I mean, my advantage is I'm half a turn ahead. My disadvantage is I'm down 2 attack. So to leapfrog, I have to build more than 2 attack worth of stuff, which is fine. I can build a Thunderhead. But that's a transient advantage. I needed a more permanent advantage. So I think I was just too scared about this kinetic sniping something when I built this extra conduit. If this had been a forge, I could have just like put down a Drake instead of the Thunderhead. And had a more credible threat of actually killing their Thunderhead in time. Right, because then this turn, like, I could build a Drake, and that's 4 damage. Like, let's just sort of look at that. Oh, yeah, that's the turn I want. Good guess, analysis mode. And so say I get a Drake. Now, I want to have available to me next turn Thunderhead, Plasma Fire. Again, though, they can stop that by sniping here, so I'm still sort of worried about it. But like, worst case from this, I have like Thunderhead, Splitter, Kinetic, right? I just float 6 going into this. Well, I could build the Thunderhead, or the Kinetic now instead of floating, since it is sort of doing some damage. They'd have a wall here, but not a Thunderhead. This sets me up for 8 green and 2 blue. But actually, Thunderhead Plasma Fire is more gold than I have by 1. I could cut a drone here. That gets it, but geez, that stinks. What if I just got like Thunderhead and 2 other attackers? Or like, yeah, I don't know. Thunderhead is 15. Yeah, and then I'll have at least, because next turn I'll have 7, 9 tech. I'm spending 6 of it on Thunderhead. So even if opponent sniped a tech building, and in fact, I might as well just do this. And then just build a Thunderhead next turn instead of floating this stuff. They can snipe any 1 tech building they want, but I still get a Thunderhead. On the other hand, if they snipe my conduit, I'm wasting blue next turn, so I could consider floating to get like Thunderhead Splitter. Like to not have to buy a kinetic, but I'm buying a kinetic next turn anyway, right? So okay, say I do this, and opponent snipes this, let's say. I have a nice, comfortable... No, I don't. I'm short tech. This is not enough tech. Okay, well, I mean, I can build another conduit or something. But if I do... I can only get to 10 attack next turn. I don't have enough gold to spend all this. Huh. So I guess I just still don't really understand Thunderhead. And I didn't have a coherent game plan going into this. Like, I had the idea of building blue-green stuff, but I couldn't really put it all together. And I didn't have a good idea of what my economy size would be. And I imagined the Plasma Fires closing out the game way faster than they did, but Thunderhead slowed things down a lot. So what is the solution to this puzzle here? What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Well, okay. I guess I'm kind of tired of looking at that. Is there anything else? I don't know. I think once like this happened, I was pretty dead. They couldn't quite make it absolutely like stab me in the back on turn 8, but it was still pretty. Like if they'd managed to prevent me from killing their Thunderhead while still killing mine, that would have been an obvious game over. They didn't quite manage that, but it was still pretty bad. And I'm just like behind in everything here, right? Down drones, down a Zatron, similar total attack but worse attackers. Well, I'm up a Plasma Fire. Right, I have 4 here and they have 5, but I have a Plasma Fire. Yeah. But my attackers are dying off as well, like the kinetics. And the Plasma Fire is extracting a toll on my economy. I'm just like behind on everything. So, not much point looking beyond that point in the game, I think. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.